I was here on North Beach 2.5 weeks ago when we were seeing peak flooding, storm surge, 3.5 feet from Tropical Storm Alberto, and we were right by the Texas State Aquarium. And who is driving out of the Texas State Aquarium? It is President and CEO Jesse Gilbert. Jesse, thank you so much for joining us once again.
Yep.
Now, we were just here for Tropical Storm Alberto. You guys did okay there, but you guys also, outside of operating the aquarium, you guys do a lot for the Texas coast.
We do. So we're the leading coastal wildlife rescue program in the United States. We move a massive amount of wildlife through the aquarium, particularly sea turtles, manatees, dolphins, birds. It's a really comprehensive program. The other thing that we have, and we launched last year, was the Wildlife Response Operations Center, and this is the country's only emergency operations center dedicated to wildlife. So it's operated at the aquarium. It's with the Texas General Land Office, Texas Parks and Wildlife, Commission on Environmental Quality, Texas A&M. All these agencies come together to make sure that Texas wildlife is protected, and it's built for this. So it's in a hardened facility. It'll make it through Beryl, and then we're prepared to help wildlife in whatever trouble they might find themselves in over the next, let's call, week or so. Yeah.
Now, with you being here 21 years, have you guys had to make improvements to the aquarium over the years to withstand some of these stronger storms?
We absolutely have had to. And how do we handle storm surge now, the flooding we saw a couple of weeks ago? How do we handle large amounts of animals? So Hurricane Harvey was actually the catalyst for the wildlife rescue program in 2017. We had it for a while, but it just intensified everything we did. And so now we prepare for tropical weather, but in Texas, we're seeing freezes on an annual basis. And Texas wildlife, like us Texans, don't handle cold weather well.
So many of us Southerners do not.
Yeah, no. That's why I moved down here, right? So we are now kind of an all hazards approach. So we watch the weather very closely. Big fans of the Weather Channel, because this is what really dictates not only the operations at the aquarium from a day-to-day standpoint, but what's happening in the wild and how do we make sure Texas wildlife is capable of handling it.
Now, you mentioned hardening the building for the storm surge and, of course, the wind over the years. You guys stay. No matter what, you guys will stay.
We do. We're blessed to have a dedicated staff. I mean, you know, they're passionate about animals. They're passionate about wildlife. We've got teams right now making sure the animals are going to be ready to go. Plans really intensify tomorrow as Beryl starts to make landfall. And then, you know, we've got a team that then is in parallel making sure that we're ready for wildlife to come in. So you've got just an incredible group of about 30 people that are ride it out. There's a recovery team. So we've got a lot of practice at this in Texas at this point. So we have a full recovery team, redundant communications in case we use cell, in case we use loose satellite. We have the ability to keep going. We can stay self-sufficient for about 7 to 10 days.
I think that's really good advice for anyone along the coast that maybe is preparing for Beryl, to have those redundant plans of, okay, if this goes out, then we can do this. I actually got the chance to meet some of your staff. We were helping direct them out of some of the flooded roadways last time, and they're just awesome.
Yep.
Now, with being a resident so long, take off your Texas State Aquarium President and CEO hat for a minute. What would you recommend to residents around here preparing?
You know, take it seriously, right? I think you can get complacent, you know, and sometimes we have to check ourselves on that. Have a plan. Our emergency operations manager says it's hard to prepare, but it's harder to explain why you didn't have a plan, right? And so have a plan. Make sure you're ready to go. Get out of harm's way. It's not worth riding it out. I rode out Harvey at the aquarium. Those storms, it's not a joke. I mean, it's serious. It's life-threatening, and so I urge people, just get out of the path, go to the hill country, enjoy the next couple of days, and then come back.
Well, Hurricane Harvey was really the last big one here in Corpus Christi.
Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, we watched from the big sky dome in the aquarium, built for this type of storm, but we watched that storm come in. And I remember watching it. We have full emergency power, we have water, and you see the rest of Corpus Christi dark, and you see the palm trees bending over in the wind. And so we know we're very fortunate, and part of our job here is to make sure the community can get back on its feet. This community's been great to the aquarium over the last 34 years. So we're really, we're ready. North Beach is ready. We had a good test run about 2 weeks ago.
I don't know about good test run, but it was a test run. Jesse Gilbert, thank you so much.
Thank you, Molly.
CEO and President of the Texas State Aquarium. Now, coming up in the next hour, our friends at Pattern are exploring how sea turtles and some of the sea turtle eggs and everything, how they prepare those ahead of a system like Beryl and Hurricane Beryl, eventually going to be a hurricane again. So here on Weekend Recharge, we're continuing to really delve through a very difficult forecast here for Beryl.